afternoon, everybody. Let me know how well you can hear me. Por favor. The other day, I was able to make the box small, and I don't know how I did that. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. If not, I'll go grab my mic. Okay. How about now? Is that better? I went and grabbed my microphone. I don't know what's wrong. This one earbud, the other one's dead, so I can't switch. But is that better? Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, Cindy. Hey, Mugsy. Hey, Cindy, my girl. Hey, Leg Day. Hey, buddy. I don't expect a lot of people here. It is Christmas Eve. And I did not give any notice on this either. So yeah, I don't plan on a lot of people being here, but I feel that this is super important to talk about, to show you guys. This, hey Vicky, this is kind of what I've been waiting to drop before I spoke any more on Victoria. I did a short on her, I think it was last week sometime. Her talking about her husband and, you know, the lies on when she met him, which is kind of important because she was 24, married with 4 children at 24 years old. And he was 16 years old and in high school. So if that doesn't tell you what kind of a person she is, I'm just going to leave that there. But yesterday, a TikToker / YouTuber, your favorite villain, came out with part 1 and part 2 of the Victoria series. And I'm going to say this before I play any of this. I'm going to say Victoria dared / gave permission for your favorite villain to do a deep dive on Victoria. So that's exactly what your favorite villain did. It has taken a while for her to compile all of these things and put them into video form for everybody. But Victoria is a TikToker. She does have a YouTube channel. She has right under 1,000 subscribers already on YouTube. Okay, I am not going to be dropping her channel. Yes, that's exactly it. Her lies and not taking accountability. Exactly, Cindy. So the things that I'm getting ready to play, and you know, my part 2, part 3, part 4, however far we go with this Victoria series, I'm going to put it out there. You guys know that I do not do trigger warnings very often, right? You know what to expect over here. You know what I do, blah, blah, blah. But this, I have trigger warnings for. Okay? Thank you, Cindy. Cindy just dropped your favorite villain's YouTube link in the chat. If you're not subscribed to her already, give her a sub. When TikTok is supposed to end. Oh, my M to the B. Hey, girl. Merry Christmas, my friend. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. 7 months my girl's been a member. TikTok is supposed to end January 19th, right? If this happens, where are these people going to go? Are they coming to YouTube? Where are they going? We don't know. I would only assume that a lot of them would migrate over here. And before that happens, I want you guys to know Victoria. I want you to know who she is, what she's about. So you guys can, I'm not going to tell you, I would love for you guys to stay away from her. I would, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. You guys know I give you the information and you make your own decision from there, right? Buddy loves Victoria. He wants her here. Which I must say, it will make some good commentating. I will say that. But I want you guys aware of who she is and what she's about so you can make a conscious decision whether or not, if you run across her, whether or not you stay or you say, whoa, I'm not fucking with that shit. You know? Listen, you know I'm telling the truth, buddy. You know I am. So, without further ado, welcome everyone coming in. I see my numbers rising just a little. Like I said, I don't expect many people here Christmas Eve and all, and no notice. Hold on, my husband just messaged me. Oh, God. All right. Yes. And that is why I've been putting up so much Lori Jones content up on my channel lately. And now we're going to like dive into Victoria because we want you guys to be aware of people, them and people like them. I know you're not, girl. I know you won't stay here. Thug Lori is the best when she starts making threats. Oh, buddy. And let me tell you what. I put up a short just a little bit ago of Lori. I'm going to show, before I get into Victoria, I'm going to show that. Excuse me. I'm going to show that. Hi, Wind Whispers. I tuned in and heard TikTok might end January. All I'm is thankful my son wasn't walking by. Oh, yeah. That's funny. But yeah, it's supposedly January 19th. TikTok is no more. They're going to kind of phase it out. The updates and things like that. It's going to be like the Apple Store and the Google Play Store are not going to be able to, quote unquote, support the app anymore. So these people are going to have to be somewhere. They're going to have to go somewhere. And in case that place is YouTube, I want you to be aware of these people. Okay, let me open up my YouTube really quick. I'm going to go to the clip that I put up a little bit ago. And I want you guys to tell me what you think. Just America. M to the B, just America, yeah. Let me share my screen. Okay, I'm going to give you a little context to this. She was live for... Yeah, I think so too, Cindy. They're just going to flood YouTube. That's what I think too. Let me give you a little context behind this clip. She was live for about, this was 7 a.m. or was this the 10 a.m. one? Hold on, I'll tell you. I'm thinking this was the 10 a.m. one. Yeah, I think it was. And she was live for about 25-ish minutes. And she's like off the wall, talking crazy. She's twitching, acting weird, super weird. And she, well, I'm just going to play it.
Cheese to it.
Watch your face. Watch your mouth.
Might want to add some cheese to it.
She bent over out of the view of the camera, hit some kind of, I don't know what, but then she comes back on camera, starts talking crazy. Her mouth.
Might want to add some cheese to it. Might want to add some cheese to it.
You guys, what do you think? Okay, what's going on?
Might want to add some cheese to it.
What do you guys think? She's definitely tweaking. Definitely. It's like she was gagging, but not. Did you see like how her mouth was moving all crazy? Like, definitely, Vicky. She's definitely under the influence of something. That shit's not right. She was, buddy. She was. She was Lisa Richards' biggest supporter for a while. She was. Two seconds. She was. But I was watching that. Mickey Mouse fan had recorded that and put it up on YouTube, and I was watching it and listening to it while I was mopping and things. And I heard Mickey Mouse fan, she was commentating here and there on the video, and she was like, what is going on? Is she like drooling or what's going on? So I put my mop down, I went to my phone, I rewound it, and I looked, and I was like, that's like some tweaker shit. But it was super, super weird. M to the B, it was super, super weird. But I wanted your opinion. If you guys want to watch it again, or if you guys want to send it to somebody else and get their opinion, it's up on my channel. Did you see that, Vicky? What do you think? Yes, that's it. That's it. For their own personal financial gain, not because they like Lisa. No, 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 no. They could give two shits about Lisa. But they see the money that comes in for Lisa, and they wanted a cut. That's it. Okay, let me share my screen again. We are going to go to your favorite villain. She does need help, Vicky. And she says, hey, Dolly, and you're correct. You are correct. Hi, Grinch of Shadows. How are you? But we're going to go ahead and get into your favorite villains, episode 1, the background of Victoria. And Cindy has put her link in the chat. After my live, I'll go to the description and I will drop her channel link in the description of my live. And TBH, I kind of have a little girl crush on Villain. Just saying. Just saying, she's gorgeous.
Hi, y'all. So I lied. First episode's gonna be a little bit like a background, okay? I do want to make clear that there will be episodes of this that if you have trauma regarding child abuse, neglect, or anything of the sort, I will begin those episodes with such a trigger warning. All right. I do also want to...
Isn't she gorgeous? And her Long Island, New York accent is just tops it off.
Be clear here. So Victoria's current husband, it is not the older kid's father. She was previously married, while separated, had a baby by somebody else, went back to her husband, had more kids, and then she met Nathan after.
Okay, so Victoria had, I think, 2 children with her husband. They separated. She had 1 child with another man and then went back to her husband and had more children. A 4th child. Let this sink in. 24 years old. No, Grinch, I have not seen Ghost of Shadows today. I've seen him last night, but not today. You distracted me. Okay, picture this. That was Lori, buddy. What? Lori had twins with her cousin. Don't tell me Victoria had a child with her cousin too. 24 years old. 4 children, and you got the hots for this 16-year-old high school kid. Leaves her husband for ghost face. No, I haven't been live in a while. Ghostface was... Where did I see Ghostface yesterday? Was she in Georgia's? Maybe? For a minute? For a hot second? I don't remember. If not, it was the night before. 24-year-old woman with 4 children. Okay, that's what I thought, buddy. I was like, don't tell me Victoria did that too. Hi, my Shauna. interested in a 16-year-old high school boy. And they are still married. I think it's 14, 15 years now they've been married. Yes. Yeah, I didn't know that either until she just said it, Cindy. I had no idea.
That, right? So it's important for that to understand. 4 of her older children are older. They are not included in the CPS gag order, right? They are not the ones that state of Kentucky has deemed for 3 years that Victoria is not worthy to be their parent. Okay, that's important. Anything else that comes up, I will kind of detail. But I wanted the first episode to kind of be a background, right? Victoria's husband, she did meet when he was 16 years old. She was 24 with 4 children at the time. I know she says that they met on a bus stop and moved. Unclear, because Victoria's a liar. I have tried to get answers from people that know her in her everyday life. And unfortunately, they don't have a very clear memory of that situation. Victoria started TikTok and went viral for her children. In one way or another, her platform has always been about exploiting her children while they lived in deplorable conditions. She did get temporary custody of one of her sister's kids, and she loves...
Oh, my Shauna. Well, I thought, you know what? It's Christmas Eve. I'm not really doing anything for the next little bit, so let's go live and let's start getting into this Victoria chick. But I'm glad you caught me.
To post that they lived in filth, but forgets that she did the same to her kids. People close to Victoria say that her house has always been a hoarded mess. It has never been clean. That she's never had a motherly instinct is exactly the words that were given to me. She cooked and cleaned before TikTok came along. There seems to be a very different, there's a clear difference between Victoria's behavior prior to TikTok and after TikTok. From anybody close to her that knew her before TikTok, they all say the same things. The people closest to Victoria would call her a narcissist. And say that she never will apologize. She will continue lying even when presented with proof.
I'm going to say, me watching Victoria, I have never seen anybody, I'm going to use the words of Lori Jones, stand 10 toes down in a lie the way Victoria does.
She started begging on TikTok in 2020. I believe there was CPS involvement at that time.
Hey, Dolly.
Since her children have been removed since November of 2021, she was able to get unsupervised visitations, which were revoked, and she also had overnights, which was also revoked because of her behavior while those children were on those visits.
Hi, Jesus. How are you?
I've never found proof of Victoria having an account over 100,000. Over 100,000, yes, but 200, 300, whatever she says, I've never seen it. I think it's important that
And I'm going to say Victoria seen this video when it dropped last night at 7 p.m. And the only thing that she had to say about it was, can somebody please tell them I did have a TikTok that had over 300,000 people? Like, that's all she was worried about, is the clout and the numbers. Not the things that Villain said about her. The numbers.
some of this is going to be graphic. And I really don't want to trigger people. But the truth of it is, it's relevant because Victoria continues to say, we'll talk about the child abuse charge. I'll use that as an example. Victoria would like people to think that that was an isolated incident, but it was not. In fact, those children grew up with not only being abused by both parents, but also verbally abusive. One of her kids had gone to Victoria after, the things were coming out on TikTok, and she was begging and for everything under the sun, and told her that she was being bullied at school, and Victoria kind of laughed it off like it wasn't that big of a deal, but those kids suffered, and they were exactly what she built that platform on.
So, Victoria started her TikTok because of her teenage daughters getting pregnant, and she went viral. 2019, 2020, because of, hey Stella, because of her daughter's pregnancy. She was begging on TikTok, this, that, and the other. Hey, Miss Liability. And her daughters started getting bullied in school. Yes, Cindy, yes, she did. Yes, she did. We'll get into that. I think that's in the next episode. But her daughters came home and told Victoria that they're getting bullied in school because of the things her mother is putting on the internet, and she didn't care. She did not care. It was all about her, and it was all about the money.
She went viral in 2019, I believe, maybe early 2020, because it was also COVID, with her teenage pregnancies. Her teenage daughter's pregnancy. She's never had a sustainable platform due to her own, and I don't see that ever happening again because of the refusal to tell the truth clearly, or take accountability for any of her actions. Nobody, Victoria has nobody in real life. Her oldest kids do have somewhat of a relationship with her, but they know what she is, right? I think it's really unfortunate that a child would seek approval, acceptance from their mother, and their mother is too busy trying to get that admiration on TikTok. It's unfortunate. Victoria would like you to believe that for the last 3 years she has been trying to get her kids back, and that's just not the truth. In fact, I know I've referenced the Guardian ad litem and how they are unwilling to give any leeway when it comes to Victoria. I have seen some things that are quite concerning as far as Victoria attempting to have more children if this does not go the way that she keeps saying it'll go, which is devastating.
That's frightening. Frightening. She has 7 children altogether. And the 3 younger children that has been in CPS, the state of Kentucky's custody for the past 3 years, do for their own safety against their mother. And she wants to have more children if she loses custody of these 3. I'm going to try and put something into perspective for you guys. Her youngest child is 4 years old. 4. The state of Kentucky, hey Kendra, the state of Kentucky took those children, including that child that is now 4, 3 years ago. So he was 1 year old whenever he was taken from his mother for abuse and neglect. He doesn't know her. The past 3 years, 3 out of the 4 years of his life, he has known this other family as his family. He doesn't know Victoria. Could you imagine? Yes, M to the B. Yeah, having replacement children. Yeah.
Devastating, because she should not even own a fucking pet. It's those pets are also, I think that people get the idea that they are not treated appropriately, but now there's proof, right? I don't think that she should own a fucking rock. It's just my opinion. There were specific things that I do talk about it later on in the series. There were specific things regarding the cleanliness and the house. There were certain things Victoria was supposed to fix in order for those children to come home, and those things are still not fixed, which is another reason that I know that they are nowhere near reunification. I know that Victoria is trying to spin her wheels to wonder who's giving me what, right? And I do want to be clear that this, I stepped out of boundaries here. I would never reach out to a child, not a minor, Victoria, okay? I know she'd like you to believe that she's a minor. She's not a minor. And I've spoken to more than one. I would never do that. But if they come to me, I will give them the decency of a conversation. And I think it's unfortunate. I think that if anybody knows anything about a narcissistic relationship, it's sad. It's really unfortunate. You know, somebody mentioned to me yesterday, I said, why would you keep having kids to just fucking destroy them?
Cindy, that's so sad. Cindy said, one of my brothers was 5 months old when Children's Services removed us. He met my mom when he was an adult one time before she passed away. Hey, Penelope, Merry Christmas, my friend. I hope that little girl is having a blast on Christmas. I could just imagine. That's it. For the money. A paycheck. She wants her kids back to collect a paycheck from the government. I agree with that. Buddy, I do.
Them. And somebody messaged and somebody responded saying they want her narcissistic supply. And it made so much sense. One of Victoria's children says that she has this void where she's constantly seeking love. She wants unconditional love. But I think that we all know with the narcissist, it never lasts, right? And I really feel for the ones, her older children that do have a relationship with her, not all of them do, because they're seeking that as well. And they're never going to get it from her, because as long as she continues to lie about any of this, which, let me be clear, she still lies to them, there will be no healing, right? So her parading herself around on TikTok, I think that most of us can see that she clearly spends more time worried about TikTok than she does in her real life, because it's been 3 years and she still does not have any rights. She does have a court date, I believe, coming up this week. I don't think things are going to go well for her, but time will tell. I'm sure that you could tell by my demeanor that it's not necessarily...
Hey, allegedly, my friend. Hi, Sophie. Hope you're having a stress-free Christmas Eve. Wishing you and hubby all the best life has to offer in a new year. Stay safe, warm and dry. Thank you, my girl. We are doing great over here. Great. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, my friend. No power nap. Oh, I could imagine.
Like, it sucks, right? I know, but I know that people are waiting for this to get done, so I'm just going to get it done so that I can put it behind me.
I've been waiting.
Another thing that I wanted to mention is that Victoria consistently uses her struggles, if you will. She seeks new communities, and then she finds new people to bleed dry. I think that not having people in her real life.
And that, my friends, her saying that is exactly why we are doing this today. And we will go through episode by episode as they come out, so you guys get an idea of who Victoria is and you stay clear. Don't let her in this community.
Is a key indicator, right? Because when you see people that have like these repeated patterns of behavior, like Victoria, I I know that she says most of her girls have been around for a while, but as a matter of fact, since I started, I know of at least 5 that might have been with her for a while, but they're done. She uses people as transactions, narcissistic supply. And that's accurate. It's accurate. As soon as you don't serve a purpose for Victoria, you are slammed on a live stream, lied about, because she cannot seem to face the reality that this is her pattern. I think we all know that Victoria begs, right? She's begged.
Well, I'm glad I went live then, so I can keep you company for a little while. Heidi will be live at 4. So we'll drop that link closer to 4 o'clock. I'll try and be done by then so we can just kind of leave here and go over there if you want to. I think it's going to be a good live. Let's see what it says. I have had enough of the backbiting and lies. So I think it's going to be a good one. 4 p.m. Eastern.
For her kids. Once she lost her kids, she kind of lost that, right? And I do want people to understand that he is no better. I know I've mentioned it before where I've said, what kind of man would leave their kids in the system for 3 years? And they have been in the system. November was 3 years. They were placed with family originally, but Victoria couldn't pull the strings and they got tired of it. They've gone through multiple foster homes. They are separated. The boys are not with the girl. And I think it's important to remember that her son, who was born addicted to drugs, by the way, her son was taken when he was 1. He doesn't even know who Victoria is. He is in a stable environment. And I think that those are all things that are coming into consideration as far as the court goes. Obviously, we all know that she is a huge amount of money behind on child support. I think it's fucking weird to flex your teeth on the
I think that she's like over $10,000 in back child support.
internet as if you aren't a complete and total shitbag of a human being.
Is that dad? Is Daddy home?
It's unfortunate, but as you can, I know that my tone is different. Yesterday kind of changed a lot for me. I knew that she was a piece of shit, but having it confirmed by somebody that was instrumental in a lot of this was just gut-wrenching. And I hope that they find their pathway to heal. I know that they're young, but I think that the kind of damage that comes from your mom, it's never ending. It doesn't, you don't get over it.
Allegedly, I believe it was sometime last week, I did a small upload about somebody named Victoria. She's from TikTok. And I had said that I was waiting for some things to drop so we can kind of deep dive into Victoria. And it's started dropping last night. This is episode 1. And this is just a little background of who Victoria is.
It's just like always right there. And that's unfortunate. I'd hate to live Victoria's karma, the amount of people she's stolen from, lied to. I don't even get the common sense to lie knowing that every word you say is recorded.
You're so welcome,
I have no
Dolly.
grace for child abusers. I have none. Somebody brought up in my comment section or in my email, they sent me an email about how it has to be triggering for me because I was in a child abuse type program, and it is. And I know what it took for me to heal, and I can't imagine it coming from my mother. Victoria wants the people of TikTok to think that she is the greatest mother ever, but she's never been. She's never been. And if I had to guess, I would imagine that the non-motherly instinct kind of comes from being a narcissist. She can copy emotions, but she doesn't feel them. Like, they mimic. You follow me? They don't feel emotions the way a normal person would feel emotions, which is kind of fucking crazy because she stays crying on the internet. It's sad to me. It's really unfortunate. And I think that they deserve a life without her, right? I think that a lot of times when you're in a type of toxic relationship, parent, family member, a significant other, any single relationship, the back and the forth and the in and the out causes so much more damage than just a clean break. And that's what I believe is necessary at this point in time. Victoria is currently screaming about me releasing her 9-year-old's medical information. That wasn't me on that recording. That was somebody else. I do need to make sure before I say who it was, but I think it's very important for people to understand that that mental health issue, those behavioral issues are your fault, Victoria. They're your fault. The mental health is your fault. I want you to understand that. And I would actually be pretty fucking amazed if your children don't grow up with BPD, because it's lifelong trauma that you caused. That specific kid, the oldest son, has told people that if he is forced to go back to Victoria's, he will run away. He is also the child that Victoria coached to lie about her older daughter molesting him. So, you get nothing. I hope
Did you hear
that
that,
it
guys?
fucking keep.
Did you hear that? She coached one of her children into saying another child of hers molested them. I'm going to go back about 10-15 seconds.
Victoria's, he will run away. He is also the child. People that if that specific kid, the oldest son, has told people that if he is forced to go back to Victoria's, he will run away. He is also the child that Victoria coached to lie about her older daughter molesting him. So, you get nothing. I hope that it
This is who Victoria is, guys. This is who she is. Hi, Nelson. Merry Christmas. I know, Grinch of Shadows, I know. It's sickening.
fucking keeps you up at night that that poor kid was separated from her kid because of your Victoria fucking revenge plot. That's sickening. Sickening that she had to be separated from her kid because of your actions. Sickening. There is no forgiveness for something like that. None. Zero. Absolutely not. And Victoria did get caught coaching that kid. You don't think that plays in his mind? Why did my mother tell me to do this? What, like, trying to label your daughter a sex offender for nothing other than retaliation? And you want grace? You tried to label that kid a fucking sex offender, removed her from her own kid. Not everybody's you, Victoria. Not everybody would be away from their kid and fucking worrying about what's going on a fucking TikTok. Priorities. Yours are all fucked up. They have been for a really long time. And this is why people tell you recovery is more than abstinence. You got a lot of shit to work on. And it's not going to be done as long as you're on fucking TikTok parading yourself like a decent human being, a fucking mother at all. They deserve better. They deserve better. Why don't you tell people why you're not working on your daughter's room? Things have changed a lot since the mommy shelf, right? We'll get there. We'll get there. But I just wanted to lay a pretty solid foundation. That way I can move ahead without giving... I want to give details, but don't want to have to go over the context again. You follow me? And I still believe you did. Hi, y'all. All right, so real quick, I did restructure a bit again, just in an effort to get it out and done. I kind of combined a couple of episodes. This one is going to be talking about her arrests. I'm not really going to go into detail about all of them, right? I'm only going to highlight the ones that she specifically lied about, okay? So let's get into it.
Theft by deception. It's a shoplifting charge. In the giving an officer false information. The giving an officer false information because it was my information. I didn't give it to him. They give it to him, but it was my maiden name. That one was taken.
Okay. Stealing, I believe from Walmart. She gives the person at Walmart her daughter's name. And she's sitting here saying, I didn't give the officer that name. They did. Well, how did they get that name? Because you give it to them.
Off, and I did still get the shoplifting charge. So what are we at? We're at 2 charges, right? Next one is my DUI, and yeah, the next one is my DUI.
Now,
Absolutely,
this is the FOIA
Vicky.
for that arrest.
Absolutely.
And surprise, I know, Victoria lied. She actually gave her eldest daughter's name and date of birth. But the officer pressed her, saying that she looked too old to be that age. She continued to deny it, even said that Victoria was her mother.
Right, Penelope, yeah.
And then only when she was presented with both...
Exactly. Well, what if that would have worked? Just hypothetically, what if that would have worked and her daughter ended up with a criminal record and she didn't even do anything? Thank God it didn't work, but what if?
photos did she admit that she lied. As you can see, when she admitted to lying after the photograph comparison.
All right. This one, y'all can't see the top, and it says theft by deception, cold checks is what the top one says. And yes, Daisy May, I'm telling my story. And giving an officer false information.
I can't with these toothless bitches. I'm sorry, but I can't.
Not gonna lie to y'all. Why would I? It's right there. Plain as fucking day. I was in Walmart.
Not gonna lie to y'all, but you lie. And you wonder why you're not credible? You legitimately just said, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's right there. Why would I? And then proceed with a fucking lie. Now, call me crazy, but somebody that's trying to change, be honest, take accountability for their actions, right? Wouldn't they try to be honest? Not double down, which is a pattern of behavior for Victoria. She tries to double down only when presented with irrefutable proof that she cannot get out of said lie is when she will admit to the lie. There's several of these, right? She also left out a couple, but I got y'all. The next one I'm going to discuss is the Dollar General and the towel, right? Because, yet again, she lies.
The next one is another theft charge. That's the $7 towel. That is a new charge.
Now, here's the police report. Arrived on the scene, advised a white female had come into the store, took several items, and wrapped them in a beach towel valued at $13. Like, is there anything that you could be honest about? Honestly. The clerk was unable to see what she had wrapped in the towel, but followed the female as she went past the last point of purchase and got into her vehicle. Weird. The police, when they arrived on scene, and they spoke, they identified Victoria, and they went and located her at a water park. To everyone's surprise, I'm sure, Victoria continued to lie and look for a receipt that she knew damn well she did not have. Only at the end did she admit that she did not have a receipt. So the reason why she was only charged with the towel is because that was all they could prove. And as you could see, the price was $13, right? But yet another arrest when Victoria continues to lie until she is forced with proof that she cannot deny, in which case she will cop. It's also apparent that Victoria has a problem with fucking stealing, whether in person or on the goddamn internet.
I just want everybody to know, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm trying to tell y'all the legitimate
While making excuses.
stuff that happened. But again, the shoplifting charge, I had a towel. It was $14, but it was 50% off. It was over my arm. Yes. I don't even remember, but probably when I got to the truck to put everything into the truck.
How do you not remember these things, Victoria? I would remember it. How do you not?
I probably realized that I still had that hanging over my arm and it didn't get rang up, or didn't know if it got rang up and just tossed it in there with it. I'm not going to tell y'all I probably didn't do that. I don't remember if I did that or not, but could she not just pop her head back out around the corner and be like, hey, did we forget to ring that up? Because I 1,000,000% did not intentionally put that on my arm, visible. I'm putting stuff up on to be checked out with that towel hanging off my arm, a beach towel.
According to the police report, she didn't pay for anything. She wrapped up some items in a beach towel and walked out. She didn't pay for shit.
whatever. So, y'all see, yeah. Anyway, that's what this is from. It does. It really does. But, again, at the end of the day, I made a mistake. I should have probably went back inside and been like, hey, we didn't ring this up. But y'all want to be honest really quick for just a second? Like, how many people has got out of Walmart and you've had a case of Cokes on the bottom of your cart and you didn't turn it back around? Or a water or something rolled up underneath the baby's car seat? Like, I mean, I know plenty of people that have accidentally did stuff like that. This was over a $7 towel.
Why didn't you make it worth your time then, Victoria? Shit. I have accidentally walked out with something underneath my cart or whatever. You know what my ass did? Turned back around, went back in the store and said, I forgot to pay for this. Okay? I didn't just throw it in the trunk of my car and say, oh well. I went back in and paid for it. Facts, buddy. Facts. One thing we do know is that she did not steal a toothbrush or floss. Facts. But no. That's you. That's a you thing, Victoria. Honest people turn back around and go in and say, I need to pay for this item. I did not realize it was there.
I had money still in my wallet. I could have easily just went back in and paid for it if she would have said.
So why didn't you pay for it? Why? Having money in your fucking wallet, your family at the water park waiting for you, you decide to go to the dollar store and steal whatever items wrapped in a towel and just leave. Like, what?
Said something. Walmart does it all the time, though. Dollar General does it all the time, though. I mean, maybe they can't at Walgreens. I don't know. I think I've had it done at Walgreens before, too. Because I went in, yes, because I was doing an order. I went in, I got a soda for myself. I paid for it, and then I started doing my order. And when I came back up to check out my order, she was like, hey, did we ring up that soda? So, I mean, it's happened at Walgreens, too.
So real quick, you're not trying to justify anything while justifying everything. Also, anybody that works in retail knows that if you suspect shoplifting,
Yes,
you are not supposed to approach them at all. At all. But it was her fault that she didn't stop you? No. And I don't give a shit if the towel was $7. You took it. And no, Victoria, this may come as a fucking shock to you. But no, not everybody has walked out with something they didn't pay for and not going back in to pay for it. That's wrong. And this is your problem. Your moral compass is fucking skewed. Do you hear me? It is skewed. And it is going to take a lot of fucking work for you to change that. But you're not interested in change. You only want people to believe that you've changed. So I do find it interesting that there was a couple that Victoria did leave out. Why? I don't know. But I'm going to add them here, okay? Because she was also in trouble at shoplifting. There's twice at Walmart, one at Dollar General, one at Meijer. Okay? So I'm going to get into the ones that she left out. This is one that she left out, where she walked into Meijer and she stole 2 tents, large tents, by the way. This is the police report about the theft of those tents. And just a continuation. Here's another one, okay? This is another one with Walmart. You know, she had to keep up with such important items to steal. Right, Victoria? A little ridiculous, but what do I know? It's a little crazy. So, Victoria tried to private that live. The day late and a dollar short, if you will, because I screen recorded it months ago. Once I knew that she lied about giving her daughter's name and not her maiden name, I figured that I might as well get it while I could, right? Now, this might come as a shock to you, Victoria, but even in that live, she justifies everything. It's truly crazy. Justifies, minimizes, right? It's not funny or a joke that you are a thief. It's just not. Never mind the fact that you're behind in child support because you have to eat Chick-fil-A and fucking live in filth and shop at Walmart all the time while not taking care of your kids. Wild.
I have the original assault charge.
Wasn't an assault charge, it was a child abuse charge, Victoria. We will get into it later in this series, but what we did find out when I got back to FOIA was that she hit one of her daughters with a closed fist while holding a baby. And then she open hand hit another one. So, also, that's not the first, it's not the last, it's not the only.
she hit her daughter with a closed fist while her daughter was holding a child.
Multiple forms of abuse going on in that home. You're lucky that's the only charge you got.
And the next one is the flagrant non-support, which is a child support case, and that is being taken care of. Again, yes, that was something new. It could be a felony, but because it's being taken care of, I have not been convicted of this charge yet. The rest of them I've been convicted of so far. I've been sentenced, convicted, have to pay my fines, have to do my time, blah, 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 blah. That is my only thing that is, like, open, that we don't know if I'm going to have a conviction on it yet or not. And then the rest of those that goes with that is the failure to appear that were dropped. So, out of the 11 times that I've been put in jail, half of them are because my dumb ass didn't remember to go to court.
Do you think that somehow minimizes the ones that you have? I'm confused. Having those FTAs just proves that you're irresponsible, first of all. Secondly, none of your charges are good charges, Victoria. They're all bad charges. Outside of the child abuse, DUI, you risked other people's lives every fucking time you got behind the wheel of the car in the condition that you were in. Never mind with your fucking kids in the backseat. You risked your life. You deserved way more than what you got. No accountability, though. Fuck it. Your flagrant non-child support for not paying child support in 3 fucking years. Yeah, that is still very much an open case. I don't see that changing. Whether these cases are open or closed, you still owe a shit ton of court fees. I saw one for $28. Why not pay it? You're trying to be a better person. Give up the fucking DoorDash and the fast food. Maybe then you would fucking pay your bills on time.
I have my DUI. I have 2 driving on a DUI suspended, or a suspended license because of a DUI.
So not only...
Yes, buddy. Yes. 11 times in jail. She is a habitual offender. She is.
Did you get a DUI, but then you didn't learn your lesson, so you got 2 more? Caught twice more?
The frequent non-support. Oh, and then 2 shoplifting charges. Now, if anybody has any questions, I will more than welcome for y'all to ask them. I don't care. You can ask them in the comments. You can come up in a box. I am going to tell you, if you come up in a box, you will be respectful, though.
Even in your tone, you're trying to minimize the things that you've done. That's not good, right? That's not change, person. That's being honest and trying to take accountability. That's not what that is. Just figured you should know that. Also, most people take care of their children, whether financially or otherwise. You do nothing. Just for shits and giggles, I ran another background on her today, and, Victoria thinks that because the child abuse charge, that she wasn't convicted of it, that it shouldn't come up on her background, but it does. These are all her charges. And as you could see, child abuse is still very much there. Yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later on. Victoria also has a serious problem calling the police for things that are not police issues or not important, or however you want to word it. She has called the police multiple times on people on the internet, even troll accounts. Yeah, troll accounts. I said troll accounts. She's even called the Kentucky State Police on 14-year-old kids that threaten on video games. I thought that all people that play video games have that type of, I don't know, banter, if you will. On 14-year-old boys. Weird. So weird. On this one, Victoria called the KSB to alert them of a troll account. Comments and screenshots of a troll account. Caller states that she is being harassed by people on social media via Reddit. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Can you imagine calling the goddamn police on fucking Reddit? Who do you think you are, Victoria? Never forget that Victoria called the police on I guess, me and Reaper, saying, caller advised that there are people
That sounds like some people around here, doesn't it?
harassing her online and making videos claiming she is a pedophile. Ma'am, first and foremost, I don't harass you, okay? This here is my platform, and as long as I'm telling the truth about you, that's not harassment. Under the eyes of the law, it is not harassment. Do you understand that? Never mind the fact I have never called you a pedophile. Not one time. Not one time. Did I say that you groomed him? I sure did, and I still believe you did. So, what? You just call the police for every little thing in your fucking life? Can you imagine, y'all, if I started calling the police on the fucking people on the internet like that? I'm just gonna add them so that they hear. These are the first DUI. Here's an operating on suspended. Operating on suspended. Failure to have an interlock device. That's kind of interesting because I don't know why she would need an interlock device. Her police report did specify that she was on drugs, not alcohol. So I don't know why that's relevant, but I put it here just for transparency's sake. Now, there's also the cold checks, right? Here's one, here's two, and here's number 3.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there for a second. If you guys don't know what cold checks are, it's when you have a receipt and you go into the store where the receipt is from. You get a couple of the items that are on the receipt off the shelf, and you go to customer service and try and return them for money. She got caught for doing that more than one time. I didn't know what it was until I was watching somebody else cover this last night, and somebody had asked them what cold checks were, and that's what they said. So that's what cold checks are, is when you have a receipt, you go to the store, you pick a few items off the shelf that are on that receipt, and go to customer service and try and get the money back for them. Like, that's balls, if you ask me. Like, what?
So, I don't know why she left those out. Strange. I also want to go back to this for a second because I find it strange. I have never seen proof of Victoria having a following of over 200K. And right here it says 160. So that's just pointing it out.
Most people know some shit went down. There was arguments and fights and all kinds of crap happening at my house. The police were called. I was arrested for the very top charge. Now, I will say, I was told that I probably wouldn't have got arrested for that very top charge had I not had these other 2 charges too. I did not know I had 2 failure to...
You're right, Penelope. We should. I'm behind. My son called, but using your child's name when getting ID'd and arrested. No, ma'am. My mom used our names to connect the house. Yep. Yeah, Cindy, I know. It's craziness. Hey, Teresa. Merry Christmas, my girl. Merry Christmas Eve. I've known people that's done that before too, Cindy, yeah. But like I said earlier, what if? What if that would have worked and then her child has a criminal record and didn't even do anything? Like, craziness.
To appears for traffic violations. Those are traffic violations. Again, this is the very first time I ever got arrested. It was the night before Thanksgiving in 2021. Like I said, some things went down. 911 was called. They came out to the house. I was arrested.
She has been arrested and put in jail 11 times in a little over 3 years. 11 times in 3 years last month. That is craziness to me.
This is also the day that my older children left my home. Again, I can't get into this elaborate because I am in a gag order on this top charge. That is the only reason I am not defending myself on that, because I can't.
There is no gag order, by the way.
But I can say this is no longer on my record. This was downgraded to a lesser charge.
Okay, so how are you in a gag order if it's you're no longer handling it in court? If you pled to a lesser charge and whatever, then it's taken care of, correct? There's no gag order.
Okay. Basically, it is the same thing as like a domestic violence charge. And the child part is dropped off of it as well. So I no longer have this top charge. It's gone. I pled out to that basically that I pled to a lesser charge so that we didn't have to go through the courts or whatever. I didn't admit to doing anything, but I didn't admit to not doing anything. Okay. But again, I'll go into that more when things are done, but I can't talk about that. Obviously, these other 2 were failure to appears, and they were traffic violations, had to pay. It's called something. I wish Amy was in here. She would have been, the Alfred plea. Thank you so very much. I Alfred plead to that top one. What Blaze said, Alfred plea. I took it out.
That's a goddamn lie. You would have been arrested anyway. You would have been arrested anyway because you assaulted 2 of your children. Let that sink in, okay? I also, just really quick, I'm just breezing over it, y'all. It'll be heavier discussed later on. Stop acting like you didn't do it. Stop justifying the conditions that those children lived in. The infamous gag order. Let's talk about that gag order, shall we? Where's the gag order, Victoria? The case is closed. The case where you assaulted your children is closed. So where's the gag order? You just said you took a plea. You admitted that. So where's the gag order? Why can't you talk about it? Those kids are not in your care, right? The kids that you assaulted that night are not part of your CPS case. Where's the gag order? Just wondering.
Amen, Cindy.
And just for shits.
Amen, girl. Cindy says, as someone who has been arrested, pled down to a lesser charge, I was still guilty of the crime, but I was allowed to plead to a lesser charge. Again, I was still guilty. Yes, exactly. But according to Victoria, and others we know, that's not what I was charged with, right? So that doesn't make it go away. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. It doesn't mean you didn't do it. It doesn't mean you weren't guilty, like Cindy says. You were allowed to plead to a lesser charge. So this horrific charge wasn't on your record, and so you didn't do as much time, or like what? You're right, Cindy. I'm glad you said that.
It's and giggles, okay? You took a plea. That doesn't mean you're fucking innocent, Victoria. Every time I hear you justify that, knowing what I know, you're lucky that you are where you are. You are disgusting. You have no business worrying about what people on fucking TikTok are saying about you. You should be worried about the damage that you caused to those fucking kids. The audacity of you. The audacity of you. I'm also just going to add this here for the sake of it being, flowy. This is the child abuse charge. I will get into that in depth in another episode, but just so you know, it's here. I know that she says that she was not convicted. Victoria, you abused those kids. And every single time you deny it, you are spitting in their face. I just thought that you should know that. Also find it super fucking weird how you are so concerned about what the people on the internet think about you, but don't give a fuck what the people that you have to face in real life do.
I'm telling you, they want me to shut up, and it ain't fucking happening. Like, how you gonna come talk crap about me and then be mad because I'm talking crap about me?
You go ahead. Keep talking, girlfriend. Just like other people we know, the more you talk, the more that you tell on yourself.
So funny. Again, I know I'm doing something right when they gotta come at me like this. When they gotta bring up old shit. It's so hilarious to me.
No. People bring it up because it is things that you have lied about and need to take accountability for, right? See, it all leads back to you being dishonest and you being unable to verbalize the fact that you were fucking wrong. It all leads back to that. And it's crazy. If you just caved and did it, you see it as like, I'm not going to give them what they want. You're only hurting yourself, babe. You're only hurting yourself. You're not hurting anybody else by being dishonest. You're not hurting anybody else by not taking accountability. You're hurting you.
Judging another addict, or they're judging somebody. It ain't none of this, no. Well, I understand where she's at. Like, let's try to help her get to the other side. No.
No, honey. No, nobody's judging you as an addict. No. It is your life. It is the things that you have done in your life. It is the things that you continue to do and you continue to lie about. Okay? That has nothing to do with your addiction. That has everything to do with who you are.
Like, for some reason, I don't feel like that's what hardly anybody is doing. We are just, myself included. I probably said some pretty judgmental shit too. And at the end of the day, can you look back to your story and think about if you did have access to social media? Those couple of times that you really, really, really needed some money and you couldn't figure out how to get some. Imagine what you would have done if you had access. And I'm just talking about the people that says, I'm so glad it wasn't around when I was in addiction. Now,
the internet was around when I was in my active addiction. And I didn't do any of this shit that you're doing here, Victoria. None of it. None of it. Cindy says being abstinent is not the same as recovery, and that is not addict shaming. It's the truth. Yes. Exactly, Cindy. Well said.
Play out that scenario in your head and tell yourself, why in the hell are you sitting here judging somebody else instead of trying to help somebody else?
Interesting take, right? Why would another addict judge another addict? It's not that we're judging you, right? And you do this to yourself, Victoria. You really do. It's super unfortunate because if you would just listen sometimes, you might learn something. But you're so stuck in thinking that you are always right, have all the answers. You are what I call unteachable. You are what I call, at this point anyway, constitutionally incapable. That personality disorder that you have, that those in your real life call you a narcissist, right? That prevents you from seeing the issue. You want everybody to clap their hands, but you haven't done much to clap your hands about. Did you get on Matt? Yes, that's not all recovery is, Victoria. And no, this might blow your fucking minds. Not all addicts have done the things that you've done, Victoria. It's another justification that your mind uses to justify the shitty fucking things that you've done that you clearly refuse to take accountability for. That's the issue, and that will be your biggest hang-up. I said it before, and I will say it again. You are where I was 15 years ago, except I had custody of my kids, you know. There's a lot of years, a lot of lessons, a lot of pain in between there. And as long as you dig in your heels and you refuse to listen to anybody, it's just going to make it harder for you. That's the truth. That's not me saying I hope you relapse. That's me telling you, I know what's coming. I have sponsored over 100 women. There are patterns of behavior that I pick up on. This is one of them. You continuing to be dishonest about any of it, it is going to be a problem for you, right? Now, I know that you have people on the internet thinking that you've taken accountability to those that matter. No, you haven't. You still lie to them. You still lie to them. And it's strange because they don't even think that you're fully sober. It's weird. You know, I know you get upset, right? But one of your friends told us that you were drinking puzzballs. That came from somebody you talk to and consider a friend. I'll ask, Victoria, why are so many people just tolerate you? Did you ever wonder that? Did you ever wonder that? Yeah, probably not. I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. Because you really don't think that you're the problem. Normal people don't have one DUI. Not all addicts have DUIs, Victoria, let alone other ones. That's not... No.
I don't have any DUIs.
No, the things that you've done, addiction is not an excuse for. And the sooner that you learn that and understand that, the better off you might be. It's not an excuse, what we've done in active addiction. Most of us that have actual recovery, not just abstinent and on mat, we understand that. We understand that the things that we've done, there are consequences for. This is your consequence. You will probably be repaying for the rest of your life the things that you've done. You can't get mad at it, right? Karma sees all, Victoria. Karma sees everything. And your intentions are shit. Your intentions are shit. Your intentions to deceive, lie, steal, that's all going to come back to you, honey. Do you know that? I don't think you fully understand. I think that you actually justify a lot of things. And whether you do it as a defense mechanism to protect your inner self from feeling what you've done, I don't know. I can't give you that answer. But this is crazy. The fact that you continuously justify everything. There is no justification, Victoria. There is no justification for how many times you got behind the wheel of a fucking car and risked other people's lives. There's no justification for that. There is no justification for the fact that you steal whenever you can. There's no justification from that.
That's so cool, Cindy. I'm proud of you.
You have very one-way relationships. And people, they notice stuff like that. And this is another thing. Like, you think that people don't notice you say one thing and then you say another? You think people don't notice that? People are much more perceptive than you give them credit for. Because I promise you, they say it, and guess where they wind up? In my DMs. In my email. I don't know how much longer I can stomach talking to her, is what some of them say. I don't think that you fully grasp it. You are so concerned about what the internet thinks of you. Let that sink in. That's where your priorities are. It's weird. Your therapist, counselor, whatever the fuck you call her, if they ain't pushing you, they're no good. Any counselor that kind of, strokes your ego and does shit like that, they're not the one for you. You need somebody hard on you. You need somebody that is going to be honest with you and not gaslight you. Is it good that you stopped doing drugs? Yeah, but that's not all recovery is, Victoria. And the shit that is in this video, the absolute justifications, the lies. You had what, 3 months, not even sober when you did that? The end of July? Not even. But you're coming up on a year sober, right? If you could explain the videos that I have of you clearly being high in March and June, that would be great. That would be great. Because that's another thing an addict in recovery doesn't do. We don't overcompensate in that type of way. We are thankful and grateful for every day that we have clean. Why? Because it could have been much different. We don't add time on to our clean time. Dishonest, right? That's dishonest. Nobody that is actually in recovery and trying to be a better person every day is going to continuously, daily make the choice to be dishonest, to be deceitful. No, none of us are going to do that. You just can't take it. You have a projection issue as well. Projection all over the place, right? It's super unfortunate that you don't just take the things that are said to you and try to make yourself a better person. Because the person you are today, nope. I would rather somebody be honest, forthcoming, which let's not even, not on a fucking nice, good day are you forthcoming. You lied your ass through that whole life. And like, realistically speaking, right, you had to know when you told me, I don't give a fuck if you do a deep dive, right? What happened? Did it not occur to you that I was going to do the deep dive and point out all of your lies? That didn't occur to you? Maybe that's something to think about. Because if I was hiding as much as you were hiding, I would have never said that. And then we come to this, do you think that you're being honest? Because that's a whole separate issue. Because you have to know that you're lying. And listen, it always comes out. It always comes out. No matter how much you try to hide the truth will always find a way to come out. Maybe that's what you're experiencing now. Other people you've been able to silence. You ain't doing that with me. And you know that, right? I do want to just really quick say, struggles, babe. You have no idea. You have no idea. It sucks. Because I would have done my homework before aligning myself with somebody like that. That's unfortunate for you. Because you know what's going to happen, right? Your friendship is going to end the way all the other ones end. And she will sit on a live stream and lie about you too, just so you know. Because she can't have others think that she's the problem. Good luck, Victoria. Good luck. Okay, a couple of things, okay? I said I did some restructuring because I was sick, right? So it's not going to be 10 episodes. I'm looking at 6 or 7 right now because I merged 2 episodes and like I was trying to get it done. So I merged 2 episodes. That's the first thing. Secondly, I overshot time by a lot. This video was 33 minutes, okay? So I think that it'll probably be 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour for like the real heavy episodes, but I think that this is more realistic, but I just want to keep y'all updated. I don't have enough in me to keep going. I'm going to end it here. I'm doing what I can. Please, there are a couple of things that I'm waiting on, so that's a big part of the restructuring. So I moved the episodes that I'm waiting for things for towards the end, okay? Everything is written. The proof I have. The only thing that I would need to do is arrange the clips, the proof, and film. Now, I'm doing what I can. Please understand. And it's not that I feel pressure by people telling me to get it done. I feel like I let myself down. I set that date and I did it with good intentions, right? Like I was like, I'm just going to set a date so that I just get it done. And then I got sick. And it kind of slowed me down. Then as I was putting things together, I realized, oh, I need this. Oh, wait, this is happening. Let me ease back a bit. Let me get some other things done. And then I will get to the end. Okay. So I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you on the next one.
Okay, guys. That's episode 1 and 2 on the Victoria series. I hope you learned something. Hey, girls. Thank you. Merry Christmas. If you guys have any questions, I'll try and answer them. If not, then I will see you when the next episode drops. She was having some trouble getting them uploaded to YouTube, so I'm not sure when that will be. But as soon as she does, we will come back and we will do episode 3 and maybe 4. Heidi will be live here in just about 15 minutes. I am going to grab her link really quick. Put it in the chat so you guys can head over there when we are finished. I'm glad we got done just in time. There you go. There's her link. And I'm also going to drop your favorite villain. I'm going to drop her link in the chat as well. Again, it's being very, very slow. There we go. And, hey, my Lance, how are you? I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well. Your favorite villain, I also dropped her link in the chat. Go give her a sub if you're not subbed already. And thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope I was able to keep you company for a little while you've got some things finished. And yeah, I'll see you guys over in Heidi's if you guys decide to go over there. And Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you all for supporting me. Hi, Adam. I'm so glad you stopped in before I ended. You too, Lance. I'm so glad you guys stopped in before I ended this. It was nice seeing everyone today. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. I miss you all deeply. And I'll see you soon. Guys, we'll be back for episode 3. I'll see you soon. Let me find some outro music. I love you guys.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact.